Corona destroyed your portfolio? Here are the 5 things you should do now. Hi, my name is Till and this is the channel where you learn how to build up a fortune with smart investment and that helps you with analysis, strategies on financials, real estate and how to increase your money. When you're new here, click on the subscribe button and ring the little bell so that you don't miss any new episodes. The links to this video and the disclaimer you'll find in the box under this video. The global market crash due to the coronavirus crisis was really huge and as of now it still is. It destroyed a lot of portfolios. If you are or were invested in stocks or investment funds, you've probably also been hit by that. Some of you might not even know exactly the status because they are too afraid to check their portfolio. So, time to get the head out of the sand and turn this mess into something positive. In this video, we show you the 5 things you should do now. Alright, let's jump into it. Tip number 1. Don't panic. Don't overreact. Taking drastic actions in financially disastrous times like these and immediately selling everything from your stock portfolio is probably the most natural reaction for a lot of people. And on an emotional level, this seems to be perfectly understandable. You suffered severe losses and this really hurts. Financially and emotionally. And financially, a crisis is often the perfect storm for normal employees like you and me. Your portfolio sagged and there is the imminent risk of losing the job because, let's be honest, when push comes to shove, we're all replaceable. So what can be wrong with taking precautions in case the crash goes further down and everything is swept away? The nature of a global crisis is that nearly everyone and everything is being hit. Also, the really good companies can be affected. When you would just sell everything, you might also dump some really great companies from your portfolio. Great companies often benefit over the long term from the crisis. Weaker companies go bankrupt and are swept away from the market. The surviving companies will face less competition after the crisis and might grow faster because the cake is just being shared between less companies. This is one reason why crisis situations can create great chances for investors. So, before you take action, make yourself aware that we're all humans with emotions and that the fear to lose money is a very strong emotion. Emotions affect our decisions and therefore also our investment performance. Therefore, take one step back, become aware of your emotions and try to act rationally. Tip number 2. Review your portfolio. Are the businesses in my portfolio truly great companies? As mentioned in the last point, great companies will not only survive the crisis, but will come out stronger. So it is important to check how good the companies in your portfolio are. How do they currently react to the crisis? Are they reacting quickly and adjusting their costs? Do they find other ways of marketing and selling their products? Some companies do the cost reaction activities much quicker and better than others. They act when there is still room to maneuver. Do they have buffers to survive the crisis longer? Did they take financial precautions early to secure their liquidity? The bigger the financial buffers are, the longer the company can stand the heat. Remember, when push comes to shove, cash is king. And what you should definitely evaluate for every company in your portfolio is the intrinsic value. Is the inner value of your businesses higher than the stock prices currently offered? If the inner value is significantly higher than the offered price, your decision should be easy. If the price is actually higher, you should think about if you actually want to continue owning the stock, even if you bought it at higher levels. Remember, over the long term, price follows value. In a nutshell, if your stocks were offered to you for today's price, would you still buy them? Tip number 3. Adjust your strategy. Are you able to explain your investment strategy to a friend or to your mother in 2 or 3 sentences? If not, you should ask yourself honestly if you really have a strategy. A good strategy doesn't need to be very complex. It should tell you how you want to achieve your goals and how to behave in critical situations like a market crash, because this is just normal and happens again and again. Also, a good strategy will help you to reduce the risk in your activities and will guide you on which companies to buy and which you should better avoid to own. If your strategy doesn't tell you what to do in a market situation like this, it is probably time to adjust it. Don't worry, it is not as complex as you think. You don't have to study economics, become an investment freak, or completely change your life. This channel is guiding you on the way to understand how investment works and how you can even use these kinds of market crash situations to build up your fortune. Tip number 4. Learn to invest. And this is already item number 4 you should do. Learn to invest. You probably won't believe it, but personally, I was already waiting since a long time for this market situation. Actually since 2009, so when the last big crash appeared. There's a famous saying in the world of investment that says, "Buy when there is blood in the streets." A lot of fortunes actually have been made that way, and we will show you how you can benefit from this in the future as well. It doesn't take years to study investment. Some of the things required you might already do naturally, but you didn't know that you can apply them to your investment activities as well. Start with some general but extremely important topics. What is the difference between price and value? Why is the market behaving the way it is? Which tools are there that help you to reduce your investment risk? Videos on these and other investment-related topics you'll find on my channel. You will be surprised how much you can achieve, and it doesn't take that much effort to really achieve satisfying results. By the way, most of the stuff I put on the internet for free, but if you want to have a more structured approach, I created a complete investment for beginners class on the platform Skillshare.com that shows you step by step the way to understand how investment works and how you can build up your personal fortune with investment. Skillshare is a teaching website where people share their skills with other people. If you apply via the link in the box below of this video, you can test it 2 weeks for free. If you choose to continue your subscription there, I believe that it currently costs about $14 per month. If you're not that much into videos, but more like to read about the topic, I recommend the book Wallstreet from Joe Ponzio. It is a fantastic investment book that I read several times until today and still look into it from time to time. I will put a link on this book in the description box below this video. Tip number 5. Ask your grandfather. After the sunshine comes the rain, and after the rain comes the sun. I think this is from a song. But it is of course also a very good picture for the ups and downs and the mood swings of the markets. When you still have a grandfather or a grandmother, go and ask them how many economic crisis situations have there been during their lives. And I mean, not when they were personally in a financial crisis, but when there were market crashes. You will be surprised about their answers. This is happening way more often than you'd think. Even I can remember at least 4 major market crashes, and this is just in the past 20 years. So, Interviewing your grandparents and then preparing for the future is our tip number 5. One of the things you should do to prepare for the future we already touched at tip number 3. Build an investment strategy or adjust the strategy you have. And this contains to learn a bit more on how investing actually works. Again, we'll help you with that on this channel. Another thing to prepare for the future is to ensure that your personal life is covered in a market crisis situation. And this is very individual for everyone, because everybody has its own personal needs and requirements. Losing a job can happen in a critical market situation. But if you've put some cash aside that you can use to survive for a certain time, you will have way less pressure to do something quickly. And the risk to do stupid things in a rush will be reduced. Some of the items in your personal life can of course be reduced to a minimum in critical situations. This usually affects more the luxurious things or activities. Other items you won't get rid of that quickly. Mortgage payments for your house usually belong to that. Or the food that you and your family need. Create a spreadsheet where you write down on the one side everything you spend today. In the next column, you'll note down what you really need when push comes to shove. And for these minimum requirements, you can start to put cash away regularly. If possible, put it in a separate account so that there is no mix-up possible with your daily spendings. So, now it's your turn. How was the corona crisis for you up to now? What happened with your investments and how did you react so far? Drop me your opinions in the comment section below the video and tell me if the video was helpful for you. When you like the video and when you want to learn more on how to become a better investor and how to build up your fortune, click on the subscribe button and ring the little bell for not missing any new episodes. Or just browse through the videos on my channel. I wish you a lot of success with your investment activities and see you in the next video.